Welcome everyone on the next episode of National Education Cycle. Um, Today we will talk about groups on Facebook. So actually, why is it worth to have one in your LC? And today's webinar will be hosted by two FACIs. First of all, me, Karo, the LCPP B2C from Warsaw UW. Will talk about my experience in the GCPs, and then I will give a mic to Aga, the MCPP marketing. So let's begin with the flow of the session. At the beginning, I will tell you how to start. So actually, the first steps in creation a group on Facebook, and then I will go through the GCPs, so the do's and don'ts based on my experience. And then Aga will show you the national perspective of running such kind of groups, so actually how it will work, so the rules, alignments, and what to do now to start. Okay, so actually how to start running a Facebook group. I will show you why actually I decided to create a group. So it all started when my LCPP B2C term began because my strategies that I created for at least the first term were most focused on offline attraction. And actually the online activities that I wanted to do were very limited because I didn't have any experience in that, any knowledge. And what I wanted to do was just to put posts on the university Facebook groups and just invest in ads. And that was the only thing that I wanted to do. But actually, when pandemic started, we were all forced to change our plans, to change our strategies. And then my offline plans were actually not possible to achieve. And all my strategies, all my plans were about to change from offline to online. So as some of you may know, we wanted to activate the Live the Experience Facebook group, which is actually something similar that I run right now. That was the inspiration for my group, and actually the idea was the same. But why I decided to create my own group, not just use the lived experience one, as there was a plan to activate it, but actually nothing was done in that case, and the group is still not alive actually. So I decided that because the whole Poland varies, and our buyers personas and our customers varies as well. We need to customize the idea and the thing that we want to deliver locally. That is why I decided to create a group for Warsaw, just for Warsaw, and to have more reach and, let's say, more support. I thought that it is good to cooperate with the other LC in Warsaw, so the SGH. So right now we run the group as two LCs, but actually it was my idea to do it. So actually that was the beginning. The beginning of our story. We created the group in June, when we could start the promotion after the lockdown. Yeah, it is a few months since we started. Now the group is a little bit bigger, and I have some thoughts about it, how actually it works, and what doesn't work. The main idea of the group was to collect all the signups, all the people that log into to Expo, and just to gather them and to work on the conversion rate. That was the main idea. But actually, then it turned out not only the signups are in the group, but also some people, some friends that could be potential signups we're also keen on joining the group. So right now, I would say that the group is that the group gathers the people from Expo, the signups, the people who actually want to apply, and people who just want to know something more about ISIC, about GV, or our friends that potentially might be interested in going abroad. Here on this slide, you can see how the Step Abroad from Warsaw group looks right now. And concerning that, I will just tell a bit about the rules of the group. And when you enter the link below here, the bit.ly group Step Abroad Warsaw, you can discover more our Facebook group. So as you can see right now, we have more than 200 members, but at the beginning it wasn't that perfect. So when I started the group, when I launched it, the group was private, and right now I think I would change it. I would not make it private but public. But when you click the private settings at the beginning and start running a group, then you cannot change it. So before you launch a group, I mean you start posting and so on, I think it is better to create the public one. But for me, it's too late. That is why it is still private. So when anyone would like to enter the group, me as the administrator and the moderator, I need to accept that person. And concerning that, all of my B2C structure and OGV from SGH structure are the administrators as well as LCPs. And some of us are also moderators. So it is good to be an administrator so that anyone from the structure can accept people willing to join, so that they do not have to wait. And anyone that will see the notification can just react as fast as possible. And when it comes to being a moderator, it is also crucial to be one and to have at least one moderator, because lately I had that situation that some posts from externals appeared on the group, which weren't something that we wanted to post. So being a moderator is very crucial so that we can just before posting something, just check it again, twice or for the third time. Okay, but when it comes to the rules of the group, as you can see, this is the front page, let's say. My group is called the Step Abroad from Warsaw, and the name was inspired by the campaign that we ran at that time, so in June, the Step Abroad. And I thought this is a good idea to name the group like that. As far as I know, for now it is better to use another name. It is up to you, but right now we are running the Plan for Later campaign, so it is better to name the group like that. At the beginning, you can always change it. So it's not something that is fixed from the beginning. But yeah, mine is Step Abroad from Warsaw. It is, let's say, the brand that I created locally, and I would not like to change it. But what you can change concerning the campaigns is the cover photo. So it is good to change it periodically, so that when someone enters the group or when someone wants to join, they can see the cover photo, not only the name, and then they can see actually the campaign or the main message that you want to deliver right now. So right now we're changing the cover photo for Plan for Later as well. But at the beginning, it was the Step Abroad from Warsaw cover photo. What is crucial on the group, this is the information that you can see on the right, which is something fixed, which is something that people will see at the beginning when they join the group. This should be a little bit of information what the group is about, and what people can expect in it. So actually what we did is that when posting the very first post, the very first graphic and information, it was the copy paste from information, so that people can see actually what the group is about, and then what they can find it later, what they can find on it later. And the first post is pinned. So whenever someone goes on a group, the first post that they can see is the pinned one, and it is something good because it doesn't matter whether you are the new member or the oldie. You always see this pinned post, which should be something with the crucial information that you want to give to people at the very beginning. So this is this is our, as you can see, it's called ogłoszenie in here. This is how Facebook, I think, name it. But yeah, this is the pinned post. Of course, you can change it whenever you have some different information that you want to deliver. But at the very beginning, this is something that has to be before you have the right and full content. Yeah, when it comes to the members, as you can see right now, there are quite a lot of them. But at the beginning, it is good to have the iSeekers support. So of course, at the beginning, we just add to the group the iSeekers that actually could help or could be interested in it, or some alumni and so on, the new members, so that group looks, let's say, full, and that when someone will join, it is not something that they're not sure about, is this group is real or not, so that it looks more professional. And from time to time, the number of people will definitely grow, as it was in our case. Okay, let's go to the next slide, which is about the content calendar. The content calendar is something definitely crucial when it comes to running that kind of group. As I said, we have a cooperation with SGH, so our content calendar is split. I mean, we both have a right to create it, and actually how we do it. So as you can see, this is, let's say, the calendar of one of the months. And at the very beginning, we do the synergy call. Before posting, both our LCs, the B2C and OGV side, just have a call considering what we want to deliver for the people in the month. What is good to mention on the synergy call, we do not only want to just create let's say the topics and discuss the opportunities that we want to deliver, or the IR partners, but also what is the focus for the month, what is our goal. So for example, how many signups we want to gather from promotion in this month, or how many new people we want to have in the group, or maybe how many applicants we want to have. This is something that, let's say, this is a little goal that we want to achieve, and it is good to just to measure our performance. So this is something that we want to do on the synergy call at the very beginning. So what we discuss, we discuss the posts and we plan them on a specific date and time, so that, for example, at the end of the synergy call, we have the whole calendar for, let's say, November, where we know that, for example, in specific day, for example, on 12th of November, we want to post, let's say, the post about the plan for later campaign, which will be delivered by, for example, the team member of B2C UW structure, and there is also a space for creating the graphic. This is something that we do at the beginning so that everyone knows when is their turn to post something, what is the topic, so that they can think about it before and just have that, let's say, image in their head, in their mind, how they can deliver it. In the content calendar, we also put the text, the content of the text and the graphic before it is about to be published, so that the other members can see and give a feedback or just change something or add something. So it is also a good part of cooperation. And when it comes to the topics of posts, of course, as I said, we created in advance. We try to do it monthly, and I think this is a good idea, or maybe every 2 weeks, but definitely for a third period of time, so that we don't have to do the synergicals too often, so that the work is smooth, and so that, for example, the campaigns do not change too fast, because the members of the group will not follow that. Yeah, and at the end of the month, we do the review of month performance, and we create the next steps. So we also discuss what we want to do in the next month. For example, what will be the focus for us in next month, the goals, and so on. So this is actually how the cooperation, how the content calendar looks like. When it comes to the routine, we have that kind of spreadsheet where we track everything. So when we create the content calendar and actually the specific posts and dates with the topics that we want to publish, we try to do it. We try to do it as a routine, so that, for example, what we did till now, we posted 3 times a week, on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. These days were fixed, so for example, whenever someone forgot or someone just were unable to post, let's say on Thursday, we didn't publish the late post on Friday, but on Saturday, so that people could expect actually at what day they can see something new in the group, to create kind of, let's say, culture of the group. But it actually worked pretty well, and this is something that the members and the creators of the group can just add to the weekly schedule. Yeah, so I really recommend it. When it comes to also the division of our work, it looks like that, for example, the 1 week is assigned to one LC. So for example, the first and the third week of November is assigned to UW. So all the posts that we do are delivered by me, by my structure, by UW. And for example, the rest, so the second and the fourth week, is assigned to SGH. So it is their turn to publish. So we split the amount of posts, the amount of weeks, and so on. We also try to split the posts between everyone in the structure, or everyone that is actually involved in creating a group, so that, for example, I am not the only person who is posting, but every time someone else posts, so that people, so that the group looks more active, and people will know, the members to whom they can, for example, text and so on, when they have more questions. Okay, when it comes to the division of work and tracking, as I said, this is something that I did, that we have that kind of spreadsheet when we track. Something that I will recommend is to create a post, and when we know that we want to publish them um, in a specific way. So we have the graphic, we have the text, we have the, for example, translation, because in my group I do something like that. The text is in English and in Polish. So when we have the whole outline of the post, it is good to put it as a planned post on the Facebook group and set a specific date and hour, so that we don't have to think about that at that specific day. So, for example, a Thursday, I have to remember that I have to post something at a specific date, at a specific hour. But just have it planned, and it will automatically be posted on a group. It is something very comfortable. For example, if you create 3 posts in advance and you I just don't want to uh, think about it too much in a week. Uh, it is a kind of management of time, which is pretty well. Also, whenever a planned post is published, we also mark it as the published one, as the done in the spreadsheet, so that we know whether we do everything that we planned or we skip something. When we skip, uh, we try to, as I said, change a little bit our content calendar so that we can fit everything that we wanted. Or in the meantime, we try to change our, let's say, perspective and the plan for the month. Yeah, I think this is everything when it comes to the division of work. Tuesday, we will post a graphic and text about a plan for later campaign, and actually the projects that will be available in a specific period of time. And this is how we plan it at the beginning of our synergy calls. This is just, let's say, the outline of what the post will be like. But during the month, we create them, we discuss whether it is good, well prepared or not. When it comes, okay, let's say that's it. When it comes to the routine, the division of work and tracking. As I said, we prepare the content calendar for the whole month, and the specific topics and campaigns are assigned to a specific date. But actually, how I divide it. So, me as LCVP, I am responsible on creating the content calendar, and it was like that since the beginning. And I think I will, and I think it's good to run it till the end. So as the LCVP, I do the content calendar together with LCVP B2C, LCVP OGV. But when it comes to posting, I think it is good when a lot of people are engaged in posting. It seems to be um, more more engaging, and it seems like the group is more active when none of their people are posting and reacting. That is why I'll always try to engage the members or my coordinators that I had, or the task force, so additional members that I had during pandemics. They were responsible for posting itself. They just got um, the specific, let's say, date that on 11th of let's say September, you are about to post about Plan for Later campaign and about our partner specifically. And that person just created the text and the graphic. And that was the task of the team members, and also the task of the team members in the upcoming term that I will give them. When it comes to team leaders, um, I think that it is good uh, when they will be just tracking the work of members. So I always try to do like that. That whenever that all the posts that are planned are aligned and assigned to a specific member. So, for example, um, for for November, one team member will be responsible for let's say 5 posts, and his or her job is to prepare the posts in advance, for example, at the beginning of the month, and then the team leader will check whether it is well prepared when it comes to the text, whether the translation is well prepared, whether the template that I used to the graphic is okay, is aligned with the brand, and so on. So this is actually how it is divided, and also the team member job will be to actually post it on Facebook. So a good thing is to plan a post. So on Facebook group, there is that kind of option that you can create the whole post and just assign a specific hour or date when the post will be released. And it's a good thing because you don't have to um, think about the whole day, for example, that you have to post something the next day, because sometimes people just forget about it or just do not have access to the internet or to the computer itself. So that kind of planning is good. So the team leader is a person who's responsible on checking whether the posts are planned and whether they are released on the specific date. And me, as I said, as the LCVP, I'm just doing the content calendar and just looking whether everything is working as it should be. Okay, so let's move to the GCPs based on my experience. Sorry. First of all, let's talk about the synergy with OGX. I think it is very crucial for the work, for the content calendar, and so on. I mean, the group is all about the just supporting OGX, and we as B2C or as marketing, we try to promote it, and the OGX part just deliver us the new members in a group, so potential signups or current signups who can be the future applicants. So this is all about working on our people, our target. This is our common goal, so we need to work together. So we need to just make our work smooth. That is why I created the mail template inviting to a group that I shared with the LCVP OGV, so that whenever someone appears on Expo, they're sending them the mail, the invitation mail, with the link to a group. And that is how our signups just join the group and how our number grows, let's say. It is good to create that kind of template that is very appealing. It actually just encourages people to join. That is why the link, it is good to use the bit.ly link. I think it is obvious, but it actually looks very, very good. Also, you can share the QR code, and it's good when the mail template has just a little bit information about the group itself, and for example the cover photo, so that when someone enters the mail and then the link, they see that okay, this is something connected because the cover photo is the same. It is a small thing, but actually for someone that for the first time see something like Isaac and especially step abroad from Warsaw Global Volunteer, this is something helpful. When it comes to adding your friends and encourage to share. This is a kind of call to action that I think is very useful, especially at the beginning of the group. So when you do not have that many people um, in the group, it is good to add your potential friends who are, for example, outside of ISEC, but you know that they potentially can be interested in it in the GV or GT. Um, Also, a good thing is to do a call to action, for example, with your structure or with your EB or uh, with the commission. That once, for example, for 2 weeks, you just share the group on your wall on Facebook, on the Insta story, or just send it to your friends so that people just know that there is that kind of group and they can learn from it something new. Or whenever you do the Facebook event, online Facebook event, then you can share the link to the group as well. Of course, a very important thing about the synergy with OGX are also the IR partners alignment. Is also IR partners alignment. This is more concerning about the actual content, so what we want to deliver. It needs to be discussed at the beginning on the synergy call to know what kind of IR partners we want to promote, because they can easily change, and we as marketing or the people who are doing promotion, we, for example, sometimes do not follow it that fast. That is why it needs to be done. Mm-hmm. The next thing is about engaging and diversified content. There was also the webinar about that. That our post and what we deliver needs to be very interesting for people that are going to see it. So as I mentioned before, it is good to use ISECR supported first. So just to give that impression that that the group is very active, we can also just our people to react at the beginning, so that there is no case when a post does not have any reactions, because it doesn't look good. But whenever we have any comments, any likes and reactions, it is well seen. It is good to, in your text, it is good to put a question at the end, so that it is more engaging, and people who see it just have a feeling that they need to answer it in the comments. And from my side, I think it is good to try posting different things, because the group is local, and actually you just control it yourself. This is a good place to try different types of posts. So not only standard graphics, but also videos or recordings or sharing pages and so on. Because sometimes it works better than that we imagine. So yeah, I really recommend it. The next thing is to put more information than inspiration. This is something that I did at the beginning. I just focused more on gathering the content that is, let's say, more as an inspiration. So, for example, promoting the IR partners and giving the idea of how it is on the exchange and so on, which was good, which was definitely good, because that was one of the things that we want to show on the group. So the experience of our EPs, some testimonials, some videos about how it is on the exchange and what they can what people can expect there, and also about IR partners. So actually, where we can go, and we shared the exact opportunities as well. But actually, after a while, somebody can get lost, whether it is a group of only just promoting countries or promoting exchanges. That is why you need to just find a moment when the amount of people and amount of let's say content in the group is enough to start the exact promotion. So from June, when I started the group, to just run it properly, you just need to have, let's say, a good base, a proper base. So a good amount of posts, members, and let's say reaction topics and so on, so that the group looks like full and kind of professional. And when you have that kind of base, it's good to focus more on reminders, so the current statements on how ISEC exchanges will work or are working right now. Description of ISEC itself, because a lot of people still, even being in the group, do not know everything that they should, and the specific opportunities. So, of course, it's good to combine all of that information with still promoting the IR partners. But we cannot forget that some people, especially completely new people who have never heard about GV or GT, they really are seeking for the simple information. So the value proposition and actually how the current state, what is the current state.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of my speech, I will just say a little bit about promotion of group. Since June, and I did the last 2 points actually. So we did the inviting each sign up after contacting using the mail template or just calling on the phone and asking people to just join the group. And we started doing promotion in ads recently, as we can now control it locally more, and that is actually what works. But my ideas for the other promotion activities of the group, just to broaden it and gain even more people, even more signups, are the cooperation with universities. So actually, university relations. And my idea is to cooperate with students' councils, so of exact faculties, so that, for example, they can share our page, do the kind of share for share. So share our page or our one specific post, and we instead can do it the same. It will not definitely involve any kind of money, and do not involve a lot of effort, but it will definitely let us gain like a bigger perspective and even more people, for example, from other targeted groups. A good idea also is to use the university's mailing systems. So, for example, my faculty has a career office, and a lady who is responsible for doing the career office mailing, she has the access to all the emails of the students. And then whenever I did any kind of stand on the faculty, she just put the, let's say, the kind of newsletter to all of the students that kind of stand exists. And the same goes with joining the group. I think it is even easier because people just need to enter the link. And everybody from the students check emails, especially the university's email, the university emails. That is why I think it will work definitely. Yeah, so that was everything from my side. And now the mic goes to Aga.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Caro. As we heard already, a lot of useful ideas and information from Caro, from her experience during this more than half a year, and less than half a year in making a group itself. But yeah, uh, let's come back for a while for like what is the point of us delivering for you this kind of webinar, because this Facebook lead nurturing groups might be the solution for all of the for the problems that we are facing right now in attracting people. So, for example, on the one hand, in the beginning of of the funnel, people are scared to sign up, or people think that maybe if they sign up, it means that they need to go on exchange right now, and that's not true. So the group gives us a kind of buffer space for them to get to know us as a brand and us as ISEC more and better. So then they can consciously sign up and choose opportunity for themselves and plan for later with us. And the other part is that we have a lot of signups sometimes that are stuck in the funnel and never apply, and sometimes not even respond to us or don't pick the phone when we call them. So a good solution might be to just text them the link to the group. So then they don't need to actually talk to us, and they can just join the group and check out the content and decide on themselves when they will apply or not. So this is a lot how we need to listen to the behaviors of our customers, and we simply thought that this is the good idea to answer to their needs. Yes, so the second part of this webinar will be just summing up about the alignments, because we, as ISEC, we need to make sure that we are aligned as one brand. So we make sure that every campaign that we are doing is simply integrated within itself. And especially in these Corona times, we need to make sure that all the information that we are sharing is checked, and that we are promoting only the partners that are safe destinations for our APs and that we have good cooperation with. So that's even more important rather than just the templates that I will show you soon. Yes, so Cara, we can click, I think. Yes, so for the alignment, so how it will work, because as you already saw, we want to show you that it's worth it to have in every LC such a group as Caro did for Warsaw. So we wanted to encourage you to have one of yours, or two if you are running both GV and GT programs. So there are two parts of the slide, as you can see. So the things that needs to be aligned nationally, and the things that are totally up to you, and that you can play with, and that you can develop your members with the content creation and everything. It's up to you. Firstly, the name of the group, it's up to you, because, for example, Carolina made the group of Step Abroad, and the name is already recognizable, so it doesn't make any sense for us to change every campaign to change the name of the group. So that's why the name of the group, it's up to you. But it needs to be, somehow connected with volunteering, or volunteering, or Step Abroad, or Plan for Later with ISEC, not to be something totally random. But yes. Then the content calendar, it's also up to you. So how often you post, how much you post, what is the content of the posts, it's up to you. As long as it is aligned, so there goes the second part. So as you have the separate groups for GV and for GT, to make sure that the target is good, as long as you have also the current campaign templates, so that you are using the branded materials, So simply making sure that our brand looks the same in every city, and also to make sure that in the content that you are promoting the country partners that are currently like nationally promoted. And that is connected with the COVID situation that we have right now, and with making sure that the partners that we are promoting are safe destinations that people actually can register and go next year. Yes, but what is up to you is LC partners promoted. So, for example, you don't need to promote exactly the same opportunities that we are promoting nationally, but you can promote the opportunities of your LC partner, which is even better because then you have exact direct partnership with another LC, so this LC to LC partnership, and you can have with them, for example, another activities that you can do on the group, so webinar with them, Q&A with them, so people can get to know more about the exact city that they will plan to go on exchange. So that's, to be honest, really good and something even recommended. And also up to you is the thing that Caro did lately in the past month. So promoting in ads your group. So to use all of this like additional promotion spaces to promote your group for people to join. Yes, and another one small rule that we would like to have is that when you establish such a group in your LC, to add their me and MC VP responsible of the program, so either OGV or OGT, so Alex or Gabriel, and it's not for us to control you or anything, it's just for us to support you even better, so to make sure that we can somehow respond with the things that are happening, or to give you more information from the national side, or to maybe give you feedback if some posts are, I don't know, not that much targeted, or could be simply better and more targeted to the people, because the more specific you are, the best results you can get, to be honest. So that's the point of this whole alignments, and I hope it's simple and it will not give you any trouble. Yes, so that's it. And Caro, you can click for the next slide. Yes, so you might think, oh my God, it's like so long process. Caro already has this 200 people in the group. How to make it happen? It will not be for sure that easy that like by one day you will do it. But the most important thing for now is for you to define your target. So first of all, to refresh or to create, if you don't have your customer persona. So what is your persona for each of the programs? What is your target locally? Then to go through all your current signups to also see what kind of people are already there in the funnel and what should be later on your goal. So then the second part is to define your goal. So basing on what current state of your LC is right now, of your LC results. So whether you have signups already and you simply need to make sure that they are converted, you are just creating a group for the current signups, you are adding everyone there and starting to make sure that you delivered like the most detailed information for them and exact opportunities that they can apply. Or the goal is another way around, so you don't have signups and you want to boost them, so then you can start sharing on some external Facebook groups your group for people to join, and so later on inside of the group you can build the awareness for people about exchanges and how to plan their travel abroad for the future and stuff like this, so then they can actually sign up. But for this also, when you define your goal, you need to remember that every single time in every post there needs to be a call to action. We sometimes forget, but this is like super crucial. So people have directly the link either to the opportunity or to the sign up form. So then we make sure that actually our target is our goal of the post is clear, so that people know that, yeah, we want you to sign up, we want you to apply for this opportunity. Then when you will have all of like both those things defined, you can create a group and plan the content for upcoming weeks, define my IR partners, and have this content ready for the first weeks. Make sure that you meet with your OGV, OGT, and you align with them what kind of countries you want to focus on, what kind of maybe LC partners you already have, and you can capitalize on them and upscale the partnership with them throughout this group. And the last thing, because right now we are in the phase of onboarding, so you can already start to like define the target, define the goal, create the group. So then when your new members are right now during the conference or during learning period, they can already start to working on the content of the group for the next weeks. So for example, you can plan right now for the ending of the month, and then when your people are ready to work, and they can plan the content for the November. So make sure that you delegate the responsibilities, as also Carolina gave the example, so that it's clear for everyone and that you don't need to stress out that, yeah, I wanted to have such amazing group, but then I need to create the posts on the spot by myself, etc. It's not about this. It's about having a plan consciously and delegate it to people so they can also learn something from the experience. Yes, and here you have very simple example of how you can split the responsibilities. So for example, OGX people, so OGV, OGT teams, they can be the ones who will be updating weekly, delivering the information about country partners, about the opportunities, about anything. And then from the other side, B2C can be the one creating actual graphics, actual GIFs, copywriting, and everything. So then you have clear division of work. Nobody is overwhelmed, nobody is panicking, and everything is under control. Yeah, so I think simply by those 4 steps, you can already start achieving something good and make your work smooth and better simply. Yes, and we can click. And here are the resources, so the thing that we all been waiting for. So the cover photo that I would encourage you to use. Not, it doesn't need to be this exact one, but under those bit.lys you have the template that you can use with our current campaign. So you can play with it and edit it however you want. You can change the background picture and you can change the text, but to make sure that we have the watermark of the program GV or GT regarding the group. Yes, and then also we have already on our hub the templates of exact posts, so you can also use them. And for November, we will have a slightly refreshed campaign, so also take that into consideration while creating a group and while planning for November. All the information will be available already next week, so you can be ahead of the time with everything. So yes, and we can click. Yes, and that was it. We would like to thank you for being here. And if you would have any kind of questions, you can reach us out on Facebook or WhatsApp, whatever you want. Yes. So thank you very much.
Thank you.